All right, well, welcome everyone. I'm going to show you a technique. It's actually from Step Up to Writing. It's a great strategy that I think it can help many students that have writing difficulties and especially students with disabilities, especially with writing dysgraphia. So this is actually a strategy that I picked up uh, along my years of experience in teaching elementary and also teaching middle school, and it can really work at pretty much all levels. In fact, I taught 9 years also at Marina Valley College, and I taught reading and English courses there as well. And one of the things that I actually did was I used the Step Up to Writing model to teach composition, to teach types of writing, narrative pieces, persuasive writing, argumentative writing, all types of expository writing. You can still, if you follow the same system, it's the same thing. And that's what I really love about Step Up to Writing, and that's why I'm excited to actually share with you this great program because I think it's something that can actually be used in all different grade levels, in all different settings, and for different types of writing pieces as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So with Step Up to Writing, the way it works is um, you have students take a sheet of paper, a blank sheet of paper. So it's very tactile. So it's very hands-on, and that's what I also like about it too. You're going to have the students actually fold the paper in half like this, and then you're going to have them fold it one more time as well. Then you're going to have them fold it in half like this. So if you notice, it's kind of like an accordion, right? So it's like this, open it up, it's like an accordion. And what you're actually going to do, I'm going to actually show you on the board first, and then we'll actually put it on the paper. Forgot the markers. All right, so what you do is, this is basically how it kind of looks. Okay, I call it the eye chart. So you want to first draw the eye chart. So here are the steps. So you draw eye chart. Some places will call it the T chart, but I call it the eye chart because it kind of looks like an eye. And if you were to look at this, it would look like this. Like that. So this is the eye chart, all right? And then what you're going to do is on the top part here, you're going to put a T, which stands for topic. And the T stands for topic sentence, all right? So I'm going to make a little key over here. So T is topic, all right? The next part that you're going to do is something called RDF. All right, so RDF. All right, this stands for reason, detail, or fact. So I'm going to write it over here. RDF, reason, detail, or fact. And you're going to see in a bit why we actually use those. And then over here you're going to write an E for explanation, okay, or to demonstrate, like as an example. So I'm going to repeat the process here as well. Here will be an E, and then here at the end will be the letter C, which is a concluding sentence, okay, or you can even do a concluding paragraph as well. So the way it works with Step Up to Writing is they think of a topic, so they have to write about something. Let's say they're asked to write about something. Maybe what is their favorite game? So they would say, and maybe 3 reasons why. So they would say, my favorite game is skateboarding because you can have fun and exercise at the same time. Something like that. So they would write that as their topic sentence. Now, reason, detail, fact, they have to think of a major detail. That's what this is. RDF is either a major detail or a major reason or a major fact. Because they're actually thinking of something like talking about their favorite game and the reasons why, they're going to think of the main reason, which would be uh, you can have fun, right? So we're going to go ahead and write over here something like my favorite game, or actually my favorite sport. Let's do sport. Is skateboarding because I can exercise and have fun. All right, those are my two reasons. Sometimes it might be three reasons, and if it's three reasons, then they would need to draw RDF here, and then another RDF for three reasons, right? Okay, so the first reason that we're going to put is I can exercise. So I'm going to write exercise. And then my next major reason is I can have fun, right? Here's the exercise, and here's the have fun. See how it's linked to the topic sentence? And then my E's are my explanations, right? So I can explain it some more. So I can start it off. So the way it works with Step Up to Writing is this would be your first sentence. My favorite sport is skateboarding because I can exercise and have fun. To begin with, I like to exercise while I'm skateboarding because it's important to stay in shape, something like that. Okay, period. And then they would go on to explain it a little bit more. So, for example, I like to do tricks. I like to exercise while skateboarding for about 45 minutes or maybe an hour. So they go into a little bit more explanation in this part. So this is the part where they would write sentences about exercising, well, actually about skateboarding as an exercise, and that's why they like it. Here would be another major reason. So then they would probably have something like, secondly, I enjoy skateboarding because I can also have fun with my friends, or because I can have fun, period. Then they're going to go on to explain, well, okay, well, how is it that you have fun? Well, I can have fun with my friends, and then they can even go into a detail, maybe an example of a time when they were skateboarding and they had fun. And so you're working with them with dialogue and incorporating that into the paragraph. That's really important. Outside resources are also important, references, those kinds of things as well when you later on when you teach them those skills. And then the C would be the concluding sentence. So this part would be something like, as you can see, I enjoy or skateboarding because, and then they state their two main reasons or for a variety of reasons. It's basically almost a repetition of the topic sentence, but rephrased in a different way. So again, this is basically the basic concept of Step Up to Writing. So with Step Up to Writing, the first step is you draw an eye chart. Right, and let me go ahead and erase this part here. So you draw an eye chart first. Okay, and then you're going to go ahead and list, okay, your topic and ideas. Make into sentences. Make sentences. I'll put this as abbreviation. Make into sentences. Add transition words. Add transitions. And then step 5, put it all together. Now, the key thing that you also might want to teach the students as well is that for every time that you finish a set, there should be a new transition. So like, for example, I finished this topic sentence, right? Exercise and have fun, period. Here's a new item, okay? Because obviously it's a different color. So I need to put a transition word. So you would get to say something like first, to begin with, those kinds of things. And I would teach them the transition words in a separate lesson, probably the day before, or you could do something afterwards. But the main concept is that you're showing them how to actually do this first. All right, some transition words for the E could be something like for example, for instance, to specify, to illustrate, those kinds of things. Um, and then again, here's another transition word, right? Because we just finished this part. So another transition word. And then you can have either one sentence here or you can have multiple sentences in the explanation. So theoretically, you could probably have, hypothetically here, you could have one sentence for the topic sentence, major one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can actually have 8 sentences, and that's with just having 2 minor details. That's it. Okay, but imagine if I had 3 minor details. All right, so now my paragraph turned into 11 sentences, and I only had 2 major reasons. I only wrote about 2 major reasons. So imagine if you write about 3 major reasons. So you want to get the kiddos to get going at setting up their step up to writing, but remember the basic concept in teaching, and that's in teaching writing and in teaching math, teaching anything. It's always the I do first, right? So this is the I do part. Okay, I am showing students, or I'm showing all of you how we do the step up to writing. All right. The other part of the I do part is where the students actually take notes. So this I do part, uh, you were supposedly, just watching and just looking. And then the next part, I would do another part, like a different kind, but very similar, where you would actually take notes. The second part to it is the we do. So now we'll actually do one together as a class. And you can use an Elmo, you can use a smartboard, but we're going to do something very similar to this one. Like maybe my favorite sport, is um, um, playing or biking, or my favorite game is, for the kids, the elementary kids, Minecraft or Pokemon, whatever it is. Um, you want to make sure that when you go to the we part, the I do the after the I do is the we do. So the we do. So once you're at the we do, then it's something very similar to the I do. And then after you do that, then you can do the independent practice, which is the you do part. So you want to make sure that in anything that you do, you follow those 3 major concepts, which is the I do, the we do, and then the you do. Okay? For good teaching. So that's it for now. For this is just an overview of the step up to writing model. You do want to make sure that after you've taught them all of this, and then you do a couple together as we do, then you show them how to actually do the you do part, which is setting up their papers and those kinds of things. And one thing that also helps with students with disabilities is if you already have this and you already have them pre-made. So you already have like the T, circled here, you've written the RDF, maybe you've made copies already, but you want to get them in the habit of folding it and then get in the habit of actually setting up their papers as well eventually. But maybe in the beginning, you might actually set that up for them at first. All right. Now, this whole concept can actually grow into even more things. So, for example, in making an introduction paragraph, making your body paragraphs, and making a concluding paragraph. So, this would be possibly, if we had a different topic, let's say, for example, this could be one big body paragraph, and maybe you have another body paragraph, another body paragraph. So, you have 3 eye charts, plus you have the intro as your eye chart, and then your concluding paragraph as your eye chart. When I taught writing, especially for elementary kids in 4th and 5th grade, and also in middle school, but mostly middle school, what I actually did, especially when I was trying to teach them how to write an essay, was we did an eye chart for just the introduction. That was one day. And then the next day, once we mastered that concept, we went to writing the first body paragraph together. And then we wrote another one together, and then another one. So you're kind of getting them in the habit of doing that. Another strategy that also helps is maybe as a warm-up activity. So maybe the students came back from over the weekend. You can have your students write about their weekend. So what was it that they actually did? And so on Mondays, I would have my students create an eye chart and write about their weekend. So what they had to do was they had to create the eye chart, obviously, the accordion paragraph, and they had to say, over the weekend, I did many activities, period. First, I went home and I completed my chores, and then they talk about the different chores that they did. Secondly, on Sunday, I went to church, or I also went to the movies, or maybe I didn't do much at home. And then they're going to go on to explain what were the things that they maybe did at home, or some those kinds of things. And then the concluding sentence. So there's a lot of opportunities to incorporate this. Then when they come back from winter break, those kinds of things. But the key is consistency. If you can train your kiddos to follow this model, and so that way when they're taking the test, all they got to do is draw their eye chart. They're going to be so much more successful than students that don't understand the step up to writing model. And that's it for today. Thank you.